much. Farhad, hopefully you the first time in the studio, but I would like to ask you, in terms of working in restaurant, and you have done a very good exposure, I mean, in British media, in terms of your work. And some of our restaurant people who are working in the restaurant and who is the owner of the restaurant, they don't really bother about it. So how do you find about the PR and stuff?
So we're very active with the community, and we like to do things like that. We're very innovative. We were born in the UK, but we went into the restaurant trade, which is, it's unsociable hours, but we enjoy it. We enjoy working with our people and seeing everyone, but it's important now. My father came to the UK 60, 70 years ago. He opened the restaurant 40 years ago. And there was only in, I think, the whole of Hampshire, one county, we were fourth Indian restaurant.
Is it Hampshire, you said?
Yeah, Hampshire, Hampshire. We're in Portsmouth. So before they could sit back, relax, and it used to all just come to them. Now, on our road alone, there's maybe 15 Indian restaurants. Then you got kebabs. There wasn't kebab houses then. Pizza, Chinese, I saw a Vietnamese restaurant.
So you mean there is a competition?
High competition, yes.
Is it a healthy competition or non-healthy competition?
It is healthy, but I'm working harder. It's got to be working harder. But you have to be innovative. You have to try and see, how can we do this? How can we do this? And it wasn't, I mean, the restaurant, it was good PR for the restaurant, but it outgrew us because it went worldwide. So it went to Bangladesh, it went to Australia, it went to Canada. Someone said they saw me on Italian news the other day, but it was a good representative of Bangladeshi person, what we can do and what we are actually doing. So the people of Portsmouth were very thankful, because it went all over the world and Portsmouth's name got well exposed. So they were saying, oh, thank you, and I'm proud to be Bangladeshi. My parents are from Bangladesh. Even though I was born here, I never forget my roots. And I think this is a bit of a problem at the moment, is you've got the younger generation who are coming in and they're forgetting, where did my father come from? Where did my grandfather come from? The high-tech park, like you said, is...
Yeah, just want to add about the high-tech park. The restaurant industry, this is only in UK. But how can you make a bridge with Bangladesh? Probably the IT will be the best sector to make a more successful industry, both in UK and Bangladesh.
I think so, yeah. I mean, you've got loads of ways we can do it. I know I'm, a restaurant governor, but there's more. We work with the
technology improvement.
The technology improvement.
You can get help from overseas, from Bangladesh.
From Bangladesh, yeah, you can. I mean, I saw it yesterday, and I was very amazed. Bangladesh got ambition, drive. I was so impressed, and I thought, why doesn't the other generation or my generation, why don't they know about this? I think there's a problem. They should know about this, because Bangladesh is very up and coming, and what it's doing is, with the, even if it doesn't happen, the ambition is there. And you've got to have that innovative idea. If you sit back, you do nothing, then nothing's going to happen. But the other way where we can do it, technology is not my biggest field, but as much as I saw, we've got a mutual friend. He sent me over and said, look at what the Wales Bangladeshi Chamber of Commerce is doing, for not just for Bangladesh but for Wales as well. Have a look what they're doing. And I saw them and I was amazed, because me and my brother, we do a lot of community work. We work with the Royal Navy, we work with the PFA, but it's two of us trying to do everything. And they said, look, there's two of you trying, why don't you start a Chamber of Commerce? So we saw what these guys are doing.
And make a group of people.
Make a group who's got the same. And then make sure the generation after us take over that group, so they know where their grandfather, grandmother or their dad came from.
Very good.
And it's important. And I think one way is like naval links. We're the port, Portsmouth is a port, home of the Royal Navy. Bangladesh Navy's got in Chittagong. And they came to Portsmouth, but nobody knew. If we had a Chamber of Commerce, they could have contacted the Chamber of Commerce and said, look, proud day, Bangladesh is buying naval ships from the UK. And, we didn't know about this.
The news can be very well exposed.
It could be. We should be very proud of that. The Bangladeshi Navy came over here and they bought UK ships. We should be very proud. We should know about this. I found out later when the Commodore, who's a friend of mine, told me, oh yeah, you know, we had the Bangladeshi Army, and they didn't get many Bangladeshi people. Okay. This is something, if we had a Chamber of Commerce, we could get the word about and say, look, be proud, you know, Bangladesh has come, they've bought these UK ships, taken it back to Bangladesh, and we should celebrate this. Wow. And I'm following maps.
And Faj, Mr. Faj, you know, you have heard something about Bangladesh happening in Bangladesh, and you have attended that program yesterday. So, what I just said, you know, the restaurant industry, and you, because you work in the restaurant industry, and technology can be used in the restaurant industry. What type of technology you can use to improve our catering industry?
Catering. So at the moment we used online ordering, which is quite a thing. We have an app, reservations online, EPOS systems. We can analyze what is selling, what isn't. So we use a number of ways how we deal with the media, or you know,
and also there's social media.
Social media we do a lot. He's looked at marketing a lot. But we use the restaurant to promote Bangladesh. So, for example, I just done an interview with BBC Radio 4. 4 million people will listen. It's a conversation between me and my brother, and we are talking about my father coming over. He gave up everything. They came over, sacrificed everything for a better life, and you know, their whole family was there. The pressure of having not just his immediate family, but supporting his brothers. He had 8 brothers, 5 sisters.
Back home.
So, because the BBC and people like that know us from the restaurant, they've approached us and said, well, you know, do you want to talk about Bangladesh a bit, your father, and think how he worked hard.
Established.
And it's not just, we're representing not just my family, but everybody. Well, most people come from Bangladesh. And the good thing about this is called the Listening Project. It's actually going to be archived in the British Library forever. Okay. So the good thing is my kids, they can go back and listen to the conversation I had, and then they will remember that their grandfather, great-grandfather, whatever, he sacrificed everything. He came over, worked hard, sacrificed everything, and supported his not just immediate family, but all the family.
Technology enables us to do all of that.
Technology enables us to do that. So this will be archived forever now in the British Library.